Hi, I'm Natalia Cerezo Martin, leadership coach, helping you lead with confidence, clarity, and balance. And today I'm joined by the brilliant Esther Mustow, customer experience architect at Getronics. Esther and I have been working together for about a year, and I'm really excited to hear her experience. So, welcome, Esther. Can you tell us a little bit more? What was your situation before working with me? What was your biggest challenge?
Thank you, Natalia. The biggest challenge for me was I used to finish work some days and wonder what I've actually accomplished for the day, or would finish some days being really busy and finding I've not actually completed certain things that I had set out to do for the day. So, managing my time, and in some cases where things were not completed as planned, self doubt that would creep in. It kind of felt like every day was almost like firefighting. So it was just that cloud of things to do, but not really having clarity whether that is actually the right thing to do or not. At the same time, being busy, but what have I actually done? So, yeah, I would say the biggest challenge was actually time management and overcoming imposter syndrome. Sometimes I would creep in or would be sitting on the side, to make one doubt oneself.
And it is so common, right? When you are in the doing, sometimes you keep doing and doing by default because there's all these things being thrown at you. And at the end of the day, you go like, oh my God, I still have all these extra things to do. And this is what is important to take a step back and really get a full picture of like, what are we walking towards? And so important as well to recognize that we constantly keep moving forward and growing so that when those imposter moments come up, we can go and say, okay, I understand because I'm doing all these things that are new to me and are taking me out of my comfort zone. So, what was the obstacle that would have prevented you from working with me?
I'd say, that discomfort when you have to face the truth. And I could have gotten in the way of my own growth by refusing to what I call surrender, really face the moment and say, this is actually not working. Because ultimately, I could have carried on that way and be burned out, and that wouldn't be helpful. So for me, that obstacle, I quickly realized had to get out of the way. I really needed to uh, come into myself and say, this is not working, and to do something about it. We met and we talked about this, and I felt it was the right thing to do. Sometimes you need someone to hold your hands and to show you other ways that you could accomplish the same thing, but in smarter ways. And sometimes you need someone to actually show you the things that you never knew or you thought you knew, but it's not quite, complete. So it felt right to actually, seek your coaching to help achieve that.
I really like how you say it, it's uncomfortable. And I always say to people that is that uncomfortability within the knowing that you are supported and you are seen without judgment, which, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and we are constantly judging, and that negative talk that comes in the back of our head is so important that we just stop it at times and go like, okay, this is me. So what next? So we've been working together now for almost a year. And it was really nice because we have a season recently when we were talking about all of the things that you have achieved from the work. So can you share with us what results did you achieve?
So some of the results I have achieved or noticed in myself, the first one is really that self-awareness, reassessing my own values and making them present daily. I think now I have more structure, to my daily life, work and outside of work as well. So reprioritizing what matters to me and letting go of the things that do not add value to my day. Having structure back into the way I work has been a key achievement for me, as well as bringing my values to the front of everything, that I do. I would say it's immeasurable at the moment. This is not about saying I've done X, number of things, in the day. It's just for me having that clarity in thought and also making sure that everything that I set out to do for the day, I do those first and then do the extras as needed.
And I mean, for me, our session this week actually was so powerful because we were going through your goals and your challenges, and you have conquered your goals. You have navigated those challenges and minimizing them. but also is the knowledge that we're a constant work in progress. So if we are nourishing our growth mindset, we always gonna be a little bit more ambitious. We're always gonna be in that growth trajectory. And this is where you are. And for me, knowing, as you were saying, what would have stopped you from working together, it was it's uncomfortable. And I see you every session putting yourself into that seat, being uncomfortable and knowing that I can do this. I will get that. I will carry out that action. And it's so amazing and so impressive because you're centering in yourself. So what were your biggest insights and how have they impacted your life?
Knowing that growth happens all the time. It never finishes. We never learn enough. There's always something new, that we pick up along the way. And one of the things, that you showed me was on the value wheel where we went through, and I had to truly, think about me and identify my values. And I was able to do that, although it took some time, for me to really be clear on the ones that reflected me. That was really useful for me because in doing that, I was able to then channel my own energy, my own time, and all that I planned to do daily around those, ensuring that those were things that I was living truthfully, every day. And that's what's really helped me to get more self-confident, if you like, every day. So I found that quite insightful.
Thank you. It's so fabulous to hear you. And very much leaning into the next question, you talk about confidence, and I'm always nudging you about what has made it into your sound file. The sound file being this recollection, this playlist, I call it, of your growth. So your achievements, big and small achievements, and also your learnings, the actual learnings, but also the learnings that come from those failures that we need to go through in order to keep growing. So how has building your shine file helped you?
The concept of the shine file when we first started, again, that was another uncomfortable session of actually talking about me because it just focuses on me all the time. And it has been very useful because it's the one time that I have that accountability, talking about what it is that I have been doing. It's that reflection at the end of the day to take stock of what I've actually done. When I look back at that file, it feels really good to see all of the things, that have been done. Some would say journaling, but it's more than that because you're actually, I would say, bragging about yourself. I have been bragging about myself, what I have done to me and for me. And so that feels good. Sometimes you really need to look back and see what you've done to have that motivation, to push forward. And that's what I found really useful about creating the Shine file.
It's so good to hear how you're using it and embracing it. And it is true, the shine file is the key from when those imposter moments are creeping in. You just go back and play. Look at all of the things that I've done. And the longer you compile this playlist, the more impressive it is. Well done for doing the work, because that's the hard part. So, Esther, would you recommend working with me? And if so, why?
I really recommend anyone looking to grow themselves, anyone looking to find that guidance and direction, whether it's their personal life or professional life. Because, like I've said, I've said to some colleagues, it's not everything we know. Sometimes it's just good to allow one that has seen different types of scenarios, different people, different setups to share what has helped others because that story could be the same as yours. Coaching is exactly that. You just need someone, to show you a different way of doing something, achieving the results, that you want. And I found you quite playful, quite flexible with time and the funny moments, the funny stories. And when you want to be serious, Natalia, you can be. And sometimes I'm like, don't ask that question, but you say it in a way that allows one to relax and be truthful in terms of facing and talking about whatever discomfort or challenge that they have. I think that's what I found really useful talking to you. It just has been really good and really natural, to talk to you and get the answers that I need.
And it's really like your work. Is really you showing up. Providing tools and holding the space. It's how you show up, how you feel that, okay, the question is coming. And you said it so many times, you're like, I know what you're going to ask now. And then we just lean into that uncomfortability. So it's your power that is getting you those amazing results. We come into the end of our conversation. Is there anything you would like to add?
I just want to say, thank you. Thank you for showing up when you did. Because it just felt like that was what I needed at that time, and to give me the platform, to talk about myself and to listen to some of the ideas, that you brought to me was really useful. I think I'd say it's the biggest gift I gave to myself this year. So thank you so very much.